as Leah has said, this is our social impact project. If we could go to the next slide, please. It is called Personal Power, a Young Women's Collective. And we're going to take you through the ins and outs of it. And please do ask us any questions if you have any. Thank you. Next slide.
Okay, so yes, as Claudia just said, the title of our presentation is A Young Women's Collective. And our aim with this is to co-create a community for young women all across the globe. And our vision is to give women a safe space and to have small groups of women meet for group sessions and to come together to support each other and share their stories and create art and be a community and a support system for each other. That is our vision, and that is what we aim to achieve through this project. Next slide.
So where will it take place? Obviously, at the moment, with all the global restrictions, we're setting it up currently as an international online course. And I think being involved with Coacharya has shown us the possibilities and the successes of an international program online and how you can still achieve everything you'd want to in a physical space, but online, and if not more, because you get to reach so many more people. But when we look into the future, we do want to think about how we'll hold these physical spaces. So we'll have to look into funding and where this will be. But for now, we intend to use Zoom to reach international spaces. Thank you. Next slide.
So when we were looking at who will benefit from this, we thought that the community and the aspect of belonging was very important, in that having a space where people feel like they belong, where they can talk about their experiences, where they can feel understood. And really, we want to see what it will be like for people to experience the collective of women. Like when women come together, when young women come together, what are we able to create? And we hope that people will benefit from having this sort of an opportunity to connect with others and to feel heard and to feel seen.
And I think also going on from that, if you can see the domino effect on the slide, we know that we can't solve every woman's problem or reach every woman in the world, but we intend to start small and kind of, access the women that we can help. And then it has the power to reach lots of other women. So there's definitely potential for growth in who we can reach. Thank you. Next slide. So we did some research into why it is important now, and in the current pandemic, I think it's even more important to make sure people have these support bases and support bubbles. And we found that women represent 70% of the global health and social sector workforce. So it's so important now more than ever with the demand, and there is a need for this, to take those daily pressures off women and to give them these support bubbles, especially during this time of isolation. So I think these impacts that women face at the moment has kind of driven us to try and make sure that we can create this support base for people who need it.
Yes, absolutely. I think, like Claudia was saying, in this time, having an online safe space makes it very accessible to people all over the world, especially to women who can be a part of it from the comfort of their own home. So one of the other things that we were talking about to this question, why is this important to us? Why is it needed in this world, really? And we were thinking and we were talking a lot about women and femininity and how it's sometimes qualities like compassion and empathy and kindness are viewed as a weakness in our society, or are often viewed as a weakness. And that we really want to change that, and we really want to bring and show women what a strength that can be, and show people that there's a lot of strength and power that comes in that. That kind of takes it back to our title, personal power, which is we want people to take back their power and to experience that. Maybe it's exciting to think about, maybe someone who's never felt that can feel that for the first time, maybe in like a circle, kind of like the illustration over there, which I created a couple months ago, but it was so exciting. It was really fitting when Claudia and I like spoke about the project, and it all just kind of was coming together. So yeah, that's why this is so important to us. Next slide.
So I think, like Neha said, we got really excited when we started talking to each other because we realized the connection we had. So we started off writing down our personal values, which is something we all explored on the Coacharya course. And then we matched up to find our collective values and the values that we want to drive this project. And I think that's something that we think makes us stand out, is that we know that organizations, large organizations, often lose those values because of everything else that's going on. But we want to be young leaders who really pride ourselves in making sure these values drive what we do and are at the base of what we do. So like you can see here, we've got creativity and authenticity. I think it was really lovely to see outline what our project is about and then go back and tick off, yep, creative, yep, authentic, you know, and almost like check ourselves on what we were doing. Co-creation, love, acceptance, trust. I think they're all really important things for women to feel, and we will also invite women who believe in the same thing to be part of that with us. So we're attracting women of the same value. And support, exploration and freedom. The women will have the space to make it what they want it to be, and we're going to be able to facilitate that, hopefully. Thank you. Next slide.
So some of our next steps, we want to really be able to take this project and make it a reality, not just keep it in the dream realm, you know, in the idea phase. We really want to bring this to life. So some of our next steps, first I'll talk about Slack, which is an online communication platform. And we want to use Slack to create the community. So this is really about co-creation. It's not about Claudia and I kind of making and arranging everything. It's really about collaboration and like our values, like you just saw. So we found that this platform could really be used to our advantage to create that sort of community and interact with people, and yeah, give them that platform to really connect with the other people in our community. Next, First Light Creations is an organization that actually I just started interning at the start of 2021. And what we do is we bring people closer to their core stories and telling their own story. So when I spoke to the founders and I spoke to them about what Claudia and I were doing, they were very interested in possibly doing a collaboration with us, possibly helping us start and launch our pilot program. So that's something that we are looking at in the near future.
And I think on that note, collaboration with other women organizations, because we don't want to see other organizations out there as threats or things to compete against. We want them to be bases that we can approach and work with, because obviously they're the bases that actually have these communities of women already. So if we can work with them and support them, then I think that's better than viewing them as, you know, things to compete against. And then the mind map that you can see indicates our desires to start a pilot program like Coacharya did, where we would set out at the beginning of the course everyone's intentions and what the women want to get out of it, even do like a skill swap, so all the women can see the amazing potential in the room and think about what they want to exchange. And we invite women to exchange that and to week by week kind of share their wisdoms and their talents with everyone. So this kind of shows how the structure of our course will be so guided by the women and facilitated by the women. And having that mind map at the beginning of the course means that we can structure the rest depending on that first session. Thank you.
Next slide. Thank you. So as part of this project, we did a SWOT analysis. So we looked at our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for this project. And some of the strengths that we thought were that number one is that we are very ethical, that we aim to be respectful of people's privacy, people's opinions, their autonomy, and that we prioritize being an ethical community and being authentic. The other strength was that we think that this project has the ability to impact many, many people through that, not just the people who come in and who are part of the community, but then they have the opportunity to go out and take it forward and create their own groups, or maybe just through the personal change that they experience, people around them hopefully will change for the better. Yeah, next slide, please. So when looking at weaknesses, we found the main one was that we are not trained professionals, so that in that we don't know how we would tackle interpersonal problems, how are we responsible for what happens during these conversations, because we are hoping people share personal things, but how does that make us responsible? And again, how do we be ethical in that? One of the steps that we are going to take to tackle this is to look for mentors or other organizations that can guide us and support us through this. So that would also be one of our next steps to look into. Thank you. Next slide.
So I think one of the main opportunities that we can see in this, and we hope you do too, is the fact that we can try and create this global community of women, bringing people together from all around the world. And also we have a vision of it not just being limited to me and Neha, but we join with other women and they become other young leaders who set up the same sorts of bubbles. And then eventually this idea of bringing everyone together into one space is something we really would love to do. So like it says there, going forward, we'd love to set up an international conference of some sort, which we'll talk about a little bit in a bit. Thank you. One of our main threats I think we face is issues of privacy. So obviously we don't have control of who is in the room or complete promise of protection or confidentiality of what we are sharing. So I think, you know, obviously lots of other people have and companies have been working through this at the moment. So looking to other companies to get an idea of how they've tackled these issues of trust and privacy is an important thing that we should do to take our next steps. Thank you. Next slide. And our visions and goals. So our main vision is to co-create this community of young women from all around the world and to create a safe space where we celebrate each other's and our stories. And we've also set ourselves a few short-term goals, which I think is really important. We feel like these are time achievable, so hopefully we can stick to them. Our first one is to find a mentor who can help us and guide us, because we do want to draw upon their wisdoms and their knowledge. And then we'd like to get our first group of women together, 12 to 15 women within the next few months, and then set up the pilot workshop so we can get things started.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry, previous slide. Just quickly mentioning that one of our long-term goals is to have the international conference. We mentioned that in the opportunities, but that's really something that's kind of like, it helps us to like see the future and keep working towards it with this like big goal in mind of, okay, that's like something we can work towards. And something that's exciting about this is that we want it to be organized by the women themselves. So we all want to put on this conference, hopefully in person, where we can all meet as a collective, all the individuals who've been a part of the community. Thank you. Next slide.
So to finish the presentation, we're going to show you a video that I was involved with a theatre company that set up this international base at the beginning of the pandemic, where we worked with women all over the world to create an online installation art piece. And our project was called Lingua Franca, which translates to a common language. And we wanted to explore whether womanhood was a common language. So it was an amazing experience talking to women from all over the world. And we used the platform to talk to women about their identity and experiences using their own words. And I think when Neha saw this video, it was the thing that kind of triggered our coming together, because she was inspired by what I had done. And then we inspired each other to kind of create something new. And we really feel like this video shows and kind of projects our passions in bringing women together. So we hope you enjoy it. Thank you, Leah.
Hearing their stories of where they had come from and why they were there, and I noticed several things. As each day arrived, I witnessed the opening of the hearts of many, women fast becoming friends and bonding over the sharing of their stories. Women worked together in groups and shared innovative movement of the body, creating and facing fears. Women meditated together and tuned in to the voice of their own intuition. I watched as women voiced their deepest desires and gave themselves permission to do whatever that may be. Women thrive on community connection. When women feel supported, they give themselves the permission they need to step into their own truths. When women are surrounded by loving support, they shine brighter than the Milky Way. When women come together in unity, there is a sisterhood that is formed that no outside influence can diminish. When women come together, magic truly does happen. We are also hardwired for connection. In fact, we will wither and die without it. This is how powerful the divine feminine collective is. So let's begin today by creating a ripple effect in this world that creates lasting and positive change in our world. Start today by supporting a sister or creating your own sister circle. Start today by giving yourself permission to do whatever it is that your heart desires. Start today by being brave enough to step out of your comfort zone. Start today by knowing that you are worthy of all that life has to offer you. Start today by embracing your divine feminine.